service back into the service department. Still haven't been able to identify the injured Grizzly, but again, this Ogden series coming up the 9th play of this drive. No doubt Mike on 4th and short, the way they've been running, they will probably go for it. But again, this series would have been over if Logan wouldn't have had 12 guys on the field.
I think also the way they've been playing defensively would give Ogden some confidence. Logan's offense has really gone nowhere tonight, and so they figure, hey, this part of the field, 4th and 1, why not go for it? Our running game is now gaining 2 to 4 yards each time we carry the ball, so let's try it again and maybe even cross them up. This is a good time. They may not do it, but it's a good time where a play action would really work. We've seen that work before where defense is right up to the line of scrimmage on a 4th and short. You play action into the line of scrimmage and maybe look downfield for a tight end or a wide receiver.
The injured Grizzly was Dave Feathers, and he does not come off the field putting any leg pressure on there. Here's a handoff to Powell. They're ripping him around with a ball. There's a flag, and it's a late, and I think he had the first down. But again, let's check the marker. Remember, Logan's had some problems tonight with flags on key downs that have taken first downs away from them. And then they had one given to him by Ogden. I think the penalty's on Logan. Yep, face mask. So he had the first down anyhow on the run. It looks like they mark it to the 29. So it's a 2-yard run by Powell for the first down. And now they will tack on the yardage on top to it. On top of it, just across the 30-yard line. Again, Feathers doesn't look good. They're looking at his leg.
Anytime they begin to focus on the knee area and the player didn't put any kind of pressure as he was coming off the field, that's a reason for some concern there. Now we got a big 15-yard face mask marked off against the Grizzlies. Now Ogden really in business with their offense, and their offense is playing great now. They're just running off the right side right there behind Moore, and you'll see the other offensive lineman over Matt Curtis.
Oh, Curtis. Yeah, Curtis on that side, Foy on the other side. Again, the same play, right-hand side to Haynes. They're really going after the Grizzlies right there. From the 14-yard line, they run it down to about the 11. Rick Sampson in on the tackle for Logan. They'll mark it on the 11-yard line, so it's a 3-yard run by Haynes. Exactly 6 minutes to go. Berglund now running into the game. Logan has been running a lot of people in and out. Again, they've really been powering and pressuring the line. Bracken now comes out on the line. So Logan has Sampson, Peacock, Berglund, and Holmes, probably about as big as they can be in there on the defensive front. 2nd and about 6.5 or 7. Now they try the left side with Rod Mickles. He hurdles the line of scrimmage. And then it was Guerrero and Holmes who made the tackle, and Holmes is slow to get up. But he does get up, and the run by Mickles is down to about the 9. So give him 2 yards. They need to get to the 4th down, so it's 3rd and 5.
This game going by quickly, 5:17 and the clock running here in the second quarter. Still no score in this ball game, but with all these running plays from Ogden, this game's going to go by in a hurry.
Al Lewis and Mike Hansen on KVNU Logan. We appreciate you joining us tonight for high school football, the first region game, and Ogden threatening here. Here's a handoff to Mickles on the left side, and he goes down pretty fast that time. He got a yard, but Logan really hemmed it in well with James from linebacker and by Bracken. A 1-yard run for Mickles. Coming up now, 4th down and about 4 for the Tigers at the 8-yard line.
Now they're going to call timeout to discuss it.
Okay, and we'll be back after we take this break. With 4:42 to go in the half, no score, and Ogden has a 4th down coming up. Break 7. They decide to go for a field goal, and that is not Yoakum kicking this time, and the kick is good. I don't even have a number 84 on my roster, so I have no idea who kicked the field goal for Ogden. But he does kick the field goal right as we come back, and that's a 25-yard field goal for the Ogden Tigers. So they take a 3-0 lead with 4:38 to go in the second quarter. We'll come back for the kickoff right after we take this timeout.
Remind the fans, please stay behind the ropes and off the field, especially at halftime.
We all have an investment in our children. We can't afford to lose our most valuable resource as they leave the area for outside work.
Cash Valley Bank, our business is you.
For the past 5 years, Cash Valley Bank has helped provide more funds to local businesses than any other bank in Cache Valley. Business is growth. Business is jobs. Business is families. At Cache Valley Bank, our business is you.
Cash Valley Bank, our business is you.
Kicks. Thornley still trying to run down the ball. He finally does at the 15, sidesteps one white jersey, and then gets piled on before he gets to the 20. Ogden does not really line up to kick off until after they've been given the signal that they're ready, and then they sprint out real fast, try to catch you. They had a bunch of guys on this side of the field, and Yocup's kickoff very, very effective. Thornley's run back only 4 yards.
What Ogden likes to do, too, is that sets up any kind of a trick kick, like an onside kick or a squib kick, and so Logan has to line up kind of in a defensive posture on their kickoff return team till Ogden spreads out for their regular kickoff.
All right, Grizzly quarterback is done. Logan's down 3-0 now. We'll have a score update that sounds very similar in just a moment here from Mike. And here's Malik coming through the middle. Got a hole. Here comes Malik to the outside. 35, 40, 50-yard line. Malik to the 40, to the 30. Jensen trying to catch him and does from behind to the 12-yard line. There's no flags. Jensen had a little bit of an angle. Malik was running straight. Jensen was running diagonally and was able to catch him at the 12-yard line.
The key to that play is there was no flags. Usually we've seen on key plays like that where the Grizzlies have had a flag. Good job on the outside there by Malik, getting to the outside, getting his feet entering him and heading upfield, squaring the shoulders to the line of scrimmage. Jensen actually did a pretty good job of catching him. It looked like Malik was going to go all the way, and then Jensen had the angle on him. The score update from Tremont and Bear River, 3-0 over Mountain Crest at the end of the first quarter.
3:56 left here. Now Logan's got their first scoring opportunity after a 69-yard run by Arash Malik. Here's a pitch to Anderson, left side. He's going to turn it up through the field, and he inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line. And again, it was Jensen who just ran down Malik, who also ran down Anderson, and there's an Ogden Tiger who was down on that run. They're going to mark it at the 7-yard line. So that's a 5-yard run by Mike Anderson, and all of a sudden now Logan was not running well. They bust one through the middle and showed that when Malik gets some speed, he can get going, and then Anderson with a little more of a power run right there.
The Ogden player that was hurt, I don't have his number yet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's Moore, isn't it?
Moore, yeah. He's been the key to the offense so far for Ogden. He reached out and tried to grab Anderson, just kind of an arm tackle, and I think, you know, when you do that, sometimes you pull a muscle in your shoulder or do something in your chest area.
He walks out okay, and he's just got his helmet off, and I think he's putting it back on. He'll be back soon.
It's just one of those muscle pulls, I'm sure. Just trying to, if you arm tackle somebody like Anderson as he's heading straight up the field, you're not going to be able to do that, and that's where you kind of pull a shoulder muscle there.
Second down, Logan at the Ogden 7. Split backs, Guerrero and Anderson. Wide receiver left and right. It's a handoff to Guerrero, trying to get to the right side. Guerrero to the 5, kind of turns around, goes backwards, and again, guess who made the play? Jensen, along with Powell at the 4-yard line. That's a 3-yard run by Guerrero. Third and a real short 2 with 3:12 left in the half. Logan trailing 3-0. Ogden just kicked a field goal. Again, that Ogden drive was 13 plays, helped out by a 12 men on the field in a 4th down punt that would have given Logan the ball back, and Ogden was able to keep the drive going, and they eventually got a field goal. Might be the first time they've been ahead this year. 2 receivers to the left side. Split backs. 3rd and short for Logan. Dunn with a long count at the line. He turns, hands it off to Guerrero, trying to go to the outside. Anderson with the block. Guerrero dives near the end zone. Touchdown! He just dives across before his knees hit. He saw a little hole, and Anderson made the key block. That's the play we talked with Tony Guerrero about last week. He turned that one more inside, and it's a 4-yard touchdown.
Great job there. You know that right a minute, Arash Malik out there blocking, I think, on the lead play, because I saw Anderson come in from the sideline.
Okay.
However, it was just a great block. Whoever created that hole, that's the play that Logan likes to run. They set up their 2 wide receivers way out to the left, and creates a big gap between the defensive end and the 2 defensive backs. Then they run the off tackle with the tailback leading and sealing out the defensive end.
High snap, but Morrison gets the placement by Dunn, and Aaron Morrison kicks it through, and Logan takes the lead. With 2:41 to go and a half, a timeout. It's 7-3 Grizzlies.
I want a piece of pie and a donut too. Schaefer Bakery.
Quality is our main ingredient at Schaefer House Bakery. Every item is baked with that homemade touch you just can't get anywhere else unless you baked it yourself. Taste the difference at Schaefer House Bakery. You'll be glad you did. Schaefer House Bakery, 1045 North Main, or inside Macy's.
Schaefer House Bakery, so good.
Big snow, come ski what we've got. Our sporting goods, white sails. Big snow, come ski what we've got.
Al Sporting Goods will snow you with super reductions on the finest ski brands.
Get the Kaufman Sorel Caribou Boot or Columbia Bugaboo Coat. Your choice, just $99.99.
Our sporting goods, white sails. Big snow.
Plays. Not bad at all, huh?
Well, that was just really keyed there by Arash Malik.
76-yard
run by Arash, 69-yard run by Arash Malik. He has 76 total yards now after that carry.
Great high kickoff by Morrison. Back inside the 5 goes Chapman. He's coming out with a wedge. And oh boy, here he comes. One guy to beat, and he got him. But from behind, he gets tripped up. He almost does the splits at midfield. McLeod got a hand on him. McLeod shaken up a bit. Finally, the guy kind of did the splits at midfield and went down. Chapman did at the 49 of Logan, and Ogden's got a lot of time still left.
Ogden just set up the wedge very well. McLeod diving there for the touchdown-saving tackle as he got past Morrison, Chapman did. Showed great speed right up the middle, didn't slow down or hesitate, just followed his blocks, and made a great run right up the middle, and McLeod was shaken up a little bit on the tackle.
49-yard kickoff return, 49 yards by Chapman. They're going to mark it at the Logan 49, and here's a pass by Nordquist over the middle, and the tight end Flyer had it and dropped it after he's hit by Thornley. Incomplete.
Flyer's good size, real tall for a tight end, 6'5", he's 220 pounds. He's also in there, a linebacker. We've mentioned him tonight on the defensive side for Ogden. A little quick pass right over the middle to the tight end. Flyer open for a moment, then Thornley came up and timed his hit perfectly, and with his helmet, he knocked the ball out.
Let's see, Ogden's completed 4 passes tonight. I think they have, that would make them 4 out of 7. I think on the night. Yeah, they're 4 out of 7. Tigers are throwing the ball. One of them by Martinez on the flea flicker. Here's Nordquist handing it off, and the running back ran right into Meng, who is playing the linebacker spot.
65, Ryan May.
Right at the 50. The run was by, who was it? Mickles. Mickles carries for 1 yard to the 50. Ogden has 3rd down now, under 2 minutes to go in the half. One of our club sponsors tonight, we want to mention them. Valley Metals, hometown people sponsoring your hometown teams. Your recycling center. 3rd and 9 play here, and now Ogden uses timeout. We'll keep it. All of a sudden, there for a while, we had some things going on. We had some exciting plays from Ogden, not much from Logan. Logan got a reprieve, though, on a situation where they punted it away, and Ogden ran into him. They couldn't convert that. Logan has 12 on the field, and that seemed to have kind of started the thing for Ogden, and now then a big Arash Malik run gets Logan right back in the game.
And it's just been kind of a one play sets off the offense for Ogden. It was the too many men on the field on Logan, and then all of a sudden their offense got all kinds of confidence and ran the same play about 6 times in a row and got upfield and got a field goal. And then on the ensuing kickoff and possession by Logan, Arash Malik goes 69 yards, and suddenly Logan's offense looks good, and they score a touchdown on a good run there by Guerrero diving over for the touchdown. So now both offenses seem to be having a little bit more confidence. They realize that they can move the ball a little bit, and you're really seeing a different kind of a quicker step among the offensive players on both sides of the ball now.
Now the Tigers have this 3rd down and 9 play at the 50 after the timeout. Quarterback Brandon Nordquist brings him to the line of scrimmage. Split backs behind him, double tight ends. Nordquist, a little play action fake. Now he throws, and it's high and right through the hands of Sedgwick. They tried to throw for Moore over on the far sideline, and Jared Sedgwick had the best chance to catch it. Now it's 4th down. Punts tonight have been an experience, haven't they?
Well, they're always exciting. I was just watching the replay a couple nights ago of the Mountain Crest Logan game. That was such an exciting game we did last year, and it was a punt there.
Yeah, remember the fumble punt into the end zone.
So in high school football, the special teams are always kind of exciting. You never know what's going to happen.
Tonight we've had running into the kicker. We've had 12 guys on the field. Have we had an official punt? Yeah, Dunn punted once for 35 yards. 1:42 left in the half. And again, Ogden got on the board with a field goal at 4:38. Low snap. Logan's got the rush on. They don't get him, and they're going to run into the kicker. They're going to give it back to Ogden. Lance Polson hit him because they did not block the ball. He brought it back after the short kick. It was not a great kick. The ball, though, hit the ground, but it's a personal foul on the Grizzly. Now, sometimes when the ball hits the ground,
that makes it a live ball.
Makes it a live ball, but in this situation, I guess the official rules that the Logan player could have kept away from contact. And here's Jack Robinson. I think he's over mentioning, hey, that ball hit the ground. Jack, the former coach at Mountain Crest, and with the Aggies, I think he's pointing that out as well, but nothing you can point out right now to the guy in the white hat's going to change the call.
He's too busy marking off a 15-yard penalty.
Well, he's too busy making the indication. The other guy's marking it off. So, again, more experience. Well, it's a 15-yard penalty for the Grizzlies.
Well, you called it. Exciting things happen on those punts.
Now here's Ogden with 1.5 minutes to go. Clock running. They have used at least one timeout. Here's Nordquist back. Throws sidelines to Moore. He's got it on the square out. It's not going to be enough for a 1st down, but it is going to be a completion down to about the Grizzly 28, 27, it looks like, where they bring it back on the field. So it's an 8-yard pass completion to Moore, 2nd down and 2, and it did stop the clock.
Logan defensive backs playing off a little bit. They need to be up right on the line of scrimmage. You know, there's no such thing as a prevent, because all prevent does is give up big plays. And that time, Ogden did a good job of running a little 5-yard out with Moore.
Hand off to Powell, looking for Ho. Oh, did he go down fast? And it was before he got to the line of scrimmage. And it was Bracken and Berglund who make the tackle. That's 2 pretty big guys. 240 for Berglund and 230 for Bracken. And no gain on the play. Ball still at the 27. Now 3rd down again for Ogden.
Powell now 8 carries, 24 yards.
1 minute to play in the half. Ogden trailing 7-3. Double tight end, 1 receiver more to the right side. Now they're set for Nordquist. He's back to pass. Logan comes with a blitz. Nordquist is going to be sacked. They came from the outside, but it was a guy who came up through the middle who got the ankles, and I think it went in Holmes, both of them. And now Logan uses the timeout because it's sacked back to the 32-yard line, a loss of 5, and it'll be 4th down.
You know, Ogden may just elect to rear back and throw something into the end zone on a 4th down. Don't necessarily have to punt this. They're far enough upfield with the ball where it is now on about the 32-yard line to just rear back and try to throw something in the end zone. We'll have to kind of see what Ogden decides to do, but Perry Christensen takes a timeout with 43 seconds to go to try to see if they can set up something offensively and try to maybe get another field goal or even a touchdown before the half is over, but we'll have to see what Ogden comes out with on the next play.
Let me mention one of our game sponsors, Comfort Inn. Our name does say it all. You can get a night away without even leaving town at the Comfort Inn. Al Lewis, Mike Hansen at Crimson Field here. A guy who we don't even have a name for kicked a 25-yard field goal for Ogden. And now Logan has come back and scored on a 4-play, 81-yard drive and a 4-yard run by... And now Logan would have gotten the ball back, but they ran into the punter. Both teams have had that tonight. And now Ogden has a 4th down and 7 play at the 32-yard line of Logan with 43 seconds left in the half. They go for it, obviously. And here's Nordquist back, play action. He gets good time. He throws down the field. It's off the hands of Anderson, and Moore makes the catch. Anderson was trying to tip it to himself to intercept it, and Moore was right there, and he made the catch. Moore's basketball experience coming through. It's like tipping a rebound around, and he finally gets it, and it's inside the 10-yard line.
33 seconds to go. Ogden on the quick huddle.
1st down for Ogden. They mark it at the 9. Here's a fake handoff by Nordquist. He looks left. He throws. He's got to back out. He's got Haynes near the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown. Just like that. The Grizzlies run into the kicker, call a 4th down when the clock's running, and Ogden sets it up, and off of a tip, sure interception, Ogden gets in the end zone on a 9-yard touchdown pass to Haynes.
Anderson just relaxed a little bit, didn't think there was an Ogden player in the area on the previous play to that touchdown throw, and just tried to tip the ball to himself, relaxed a little bit, and here comes the receiver for Ogden and gets the big first down. We mentioned that they may go for the first down, not elect to punt there and try to go for the end zone, and they got on the first down and eventually the score.
There's the low snap, but it's on the tee, and then this number 84 kicks it in, and so Ogden does lead with 23 seconds left in the half. In this last 4.5 minutes of the half, we've had all the scoring. Ogden a field goal and a touchdown, and again, all of it kind of centering around special teams, except Logan's was not because it was a long run by Mallett.
Well, Ogden just takes advantage of the things that they're giving him. The Logan High all year has been plagued by mistakes in key parts of the ball game. Ogden did a good job on the play selection. They got him for more on the tip from Anderson. It wasn't a great pass at all. Anderson had the interception dead to rights, and he just bobbled it, and here comes more. And then Ogden rushes to the line of scrimmage as Logan is still trying to recover from the surprise catch and come right out with a pass play and poor tackling. And Ogden gets the touchdown. So Ogden does a great job offensively, taking advantage of the Logan miscues and the Logan defense not being set and not being in the game right there that last play for the touchdown. And now they have a 10-7 lead with 23 seconds to go in the half.
Ogden's 1 for 7 on third downs tonight, Mike, but they're now 3 for 3 on fourth down.
100%.
Ogden now to kick off. Yoakum will be doing it for him. And again, with only 23 seconds left, we'll see if the special teams again can make something happen here. Again, they come out late into their formation. Now a line drive kick to Thornley. Gets it in the chest at the 17. Thornley breaks through for a moment and gets the helmet out to about the 35-yard line. Quickly, Logan will call timeout to try to set up something here. That's an 18-yard run back Thornley on the kickoff return, and Logan will start at the 35. And again, Perry has used a timeout right here. Aggies go down to University of Utah tomorrow night for that game. On KVNU tomorrow night, we'll have the Rockies at 4:35 for their game at Denver, and in their game at Pittsburgh, make it. And then the Broncos on Sunday play the Chargers on KVNU at 1 o'clock.
The Chargers proving to be a pretty good team there in the AFC West, giving the Chiefs and the Broncos, who've kind of been at the top for all these years. Now the Chargers are coming back and playing good football. That Denver Charger game ought to be pretty good.
Well, San Diego can kick some field goals. They kicked, what, 6 of them last week?
They really had a good article on Junior Seau in Sports Illustrated a couple weeks ago.
Greg Cragen, the Aggie who's playing over Denver All-Pro, is hurt, and I don't believe he's active for this week's game, or at least is nursing an injury.
Tomorrow night will prove to be a matchup with Utah State and Utah. That'll be something to look forward to.
Don't think there's any doubt about that. We'll talk more about that at the half. Also, we're hoping that Principal Rulon Olson will join us and talk a little bit about the addition to Logan High School that's illuminated to the north. 17 seconds left in the half here. It's Dunn at quarterback. Dunn back to pass. Got the time. Fires it long down the field for Mike Anderson, and he's backing up and making the catch. Did he hold on? Yes, he did. The ball's loose right now, but he holds on at the 26-yard line of Ogden. And Logan had 2 long receivers running down long.
And they stopped the clock to move the chains, and once they get the chains set, then they'll again get the clock rolling. Now the chains taking their time. This allows Logan to kind of regroup because the chains took a long time to get going. Now they're getting set up. Now 10 seconds and the clock running.
39-yard pass to Anderson. Now Perry Christensen saying timeout, but Dunn's going to run the play. Now Logan finally did call the timeout with 2 seconds to go. They wasted a lot of time. And now Perry Christensen will come in and they'll have 1 play. It's basically the way it works. You know, if they call the timeout at 13 where their chains are running down, they might be able to run 2 plays if it's an incomplete pass. And I think Stu Howell wants to talk a little bit about the time situation maybe. Yeah, I think they wound the clock. I think it's right.
Yeah, they did the right thing because as soon as they had the ball set and the first down marker set, then they cranked the clock, and it was 13 seconds when they caught the ball. 9 seconds run out the clock, and it was a good call by the official. He didn't go out of bounds. Some of the folks up in the booth thinking he might have gone out of bounds. Anderson didn't go out of bounds.
No, he didn't. In fact, I thought for a moment they might even rule incomplete pass because the ball kept popping out. He was kind of backpedaling to make the catch. He was just waiting on it. It was a little underthrown and just kind of sitting there waiting for it, treading water, so to speak. He was so wide open. Logan's long play of the year. Okay, 1 play to go in the half here. Slot right, and a receiver left and right. And in motion, the tight end, Hansen, and a rollout by Thornley. He throws. It's caught. Now it's picked back. Anderson to sweep. The Ben Logan special works again. It's been a long time since we've seen it work for Logan, and it worked with no time left on the clock. The Ben Logan special is what Logan calls it, the hook and ladder play. It's a 26-yard touchdown. Give it to Mike Anderson.
Who caught the initial pass?
Thompson.
Thompson catches the pass. I didn't see it. I was watching the flea flicker, but Thompson catches the initial pass. The old hook and ladder play goes down about 15 yards. It's only on a planned rollout to the right. Goes it quickly to Thompson as the defensive backs converge to make the tackle. He pitches it to Anderson, wide open for the touchdown.
Now done to hold, and the point after by Morrison, and this one's turned absolute wild. And the kick by Morrison's good, and the half ends up note. And it looked like it was going to end on a down note. It's 14-10 Logan. What a finish to the last 4 minutes. We'll try to wrap that up for you and recap it when we come back. We're at the half at Crimson Field, and the score is 14-10 Logan. Performing, and boy, I'll tell you, this last 4:38 of the first half gave us all. Although earlier than that we'd had some interesting plays and some fun things happening, but after Logan had 12 men on the field in a punting situation, Ogden got to keep a drive going, and eventually in 14 plays they went 66 yards. The drive stopped at the 8-yard line. They kicked a field goal of 25 yards with 4:38 to left to take a 3-0 lead. Logan gets the kickoff, a short kickoff return, and a rat on first down ran 69 yards to the 12-yard line. Then Anderson took it 5 to the 7, and then Guerrero took it 3 to the 4, and then Guerrero took it 4 yards for the touchdown with 2:41 left. Morrison's point after it's 7 to 3. Then Ogden comes back, gets a 46-yard kickoff return out to midfield, and Logan runs into the punter. Ogden gets to keep the ball, and eventually on a 4th down and play in about 8, they throw a pass that was tipped around, and Moore caught it at the 9-yard line. And then the next play, Haynes makes the 9-yard catch for the touchdown with 23 seconds left. It's 10 to 7. And then Logan still gets the kickoff and throws a pass to Anderson. And then they Ben Loman special, the hook and ladder. They go Thornley to Thompson to Anderson, 26 yards. I mean, we had quite a first half finish, didn't we?
Well, it's right after we had said that there was no score and the game was going by very quickly. Right after that is when all this scoring took place, and both teams doing a pretty good job of getting this going, and with a score of 14 to 10 now as the routine is over out there.
Okay, now we can calm down. Give us those other scores, Mike. Too.
Other scores we have out at Skyview, probably a surprise, but Skyview Bobcats coming out strong against Bucks Elder. They lead at the half 18 to 0. And at the half in Tremont, Mountain Crest has taken the lead over Bear River 6 to 3.
And here at the half, it's 14-10, and we're going to talk a little about, on the radio, we're going to talk a little bit about the high school edition, and we've invited Roland Olson, the principal, to come join us and do that. We've also got our high school sports news to come, and we're going to talk about this weekend in college and pro football. It's 14-10 at the half, Logan leading. The Hi-Los are coming on the field, and we'll come back with more after this timeout. Rolling out to the left side, looking like he wants to throw sideline. He's got his man. He turns it up the field. Man-to-man on Hill as he goes in motion. Handed off Anderson. Looked for a hole inside. Went outside. It turned the corner. Got a first down. And here's Anderson again into the secondary. He breaks the tackle at the 40, at the 30, at the 20. Bring Anderson. Touchdown, Logan.
This is the Valley Channel High School Game of the Week, sponsored by Cache Valley Bank. Our business is you. Schaefer Bakery. Quality is our main ingredient. Fair Welding. Secure and beautify with ornamental iron work. Blacker Furniture. Home of the soft sell. And Al Sporting Goods. We don't want everybody's business, just yours.
Al Lewis, Mike Hansen, back on KVNU and the Valley Channel with the game of the week, and certainly that last 4 minutes, wild. Again, it sounds like the same kind of game going over at Tremont. Their score is exactly the same as ours at the half, and the scoring seemed to go about the same. Sherry Peterson and Emily Cressall helping with statistics. Let's see, we have in the first half, Logan has a total of 169 yards, Mike, 89 rushing and 80 passing. And again, most of that for Logan offensively was in the last 2 scoring drives.
Well, the big run by Malik, I think, is a big key there, too.
And then Ogden has 86 passing and 52 through the air, so on the ground, so that's 138
Again, a big key for Ogden was a big long pass right before they scored their touchdown, too. So
let's see, Logan had 2, 3, 4, 5. Logan had 5 first downs in the first half. Ogden had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 first downs in the first half. Okay, Ogden again spreads it out for the kickoff after they get the whistle. Again, they've been kicking the ball to the left side. Oh, they scuffed this one short, and Danny Holmes very smartly got on the ball and covered it up. 38 or 9-yard line. I think I noticed Dave Beathers coming out of the locker room without his uniform on. I don't know if we're going to see him play again tonight.
It looks like he really injured his right knee. He came out the field without putting any weight on that, so he's going to be lost. And that's a key loss, I think, for the Grizzlies, because he comes in and he's part of the rotation there.
Line or on the offensive front, a very key guy and a captain there. So we'll probably see a whole lot more of Dersh on the offensive front for the Grizzlies. Okay, they recover at the 37-yard line, 1st and 10, their own 37. Quarterback is Dunn, I believe, with 3 receivers to the left. No, it's Thornley. Thornley back to pass. He's hit as he wanted to throw, and it's a sack for Matt Curtis. So Curtis comes through and sacks Thornley. He's trying to go out to the left side, doesn't really develop there. A loss on the play of 7 yards back to the 30 on that sack.
Matt Curtis, 5'11", 210, not real quick, but he was quick off the line that particular play. He lined up on the left side of the defensive front, and then he just powered past the right tackle of the Grizzlies. Thornley didn't see him coming until it was too late.
Ryan White was in on that last play. Now Dersh is in for Logan. 2nd down and 17, play for Thornley. Now a slot to the left side and a wide receiver right. The only running back is Guerrero. The second half, Logan leading 14-10, and Guerrero gets the handoff, and he comes to this side. He's got some open spaces. He comes to the 35, and he gets lassoed by Scott and thrown down at about 37. So he gets back what they had lost. That time it looked like maybe, when they go back and look at film, Guerrero might have been able to go north and south and make more yardage than he did, but he was kind of coming wide to the side.
And also, Peacock out leading the play. Peacock left the game right at the beginning of the ball game in the first quarter. It looked like somebody had stepped on his foot or stepped on his ankle.
Got it all taped up, doesn't
he? And he was out there trying to lead the play, but he's not real mobile on that injured left foot.
So it's let's see, Peacock and Sampson on this side of the front, and on the other side, I believe it's Dersh and Holmes, and then the tight end Hansen on the right. 3rd down and 10 for Logan after a 7-yard run by Guerrero. Tight slot to the left side. Long count here. Short drop by Thornley. He looks left, now he goes right, throws for Hansen, knockdown. Nice play by Mickles, the linebacker, shading the tight end, Hansen. Again, we have Hansen on pregame. What a big weapon he was against Roy, and that's one of the first times they've thrown to him tonight, and they had it well defended.
Well, Thornley was also had a lot of pressure again by Matt Curtis, who had sacked him on the first down play of this drive. Ogden's defense comes out and has a good series and forcing Logan to punt.
Logan now 1 for 4 on 3rd downs tonight. And now they need somebody else in the game. These punting situations have really been wild.
And he lost his mouth guard.
I don't know if he can play without it. Can he? Well, they're going to let him. No flags yet. Here's a high kick. It's grabbed by Chapman. He wants to go back to the left side. Now he's to the middle of the field, and he goes down just across the 35-yard line. Punt pushed him back to about the 25. So the run back is going to be good for 13 yards. No, I'm sorry. Take that back. Yeah, it is about the 13-yard run back. I was right the first time. And the punt by Dunn goes 38 yards.
That was Ryan who came in on the substitution for Logan. You know, when you have these injuries to people like Feathers and other offensive linemen, it kind of messes up the special teams sometimes.
Here's Haynes trying to sweep to the left side. He's a big guy and tough to bring down, but he finally does go down near the 40-yard line. Sedgwick and Bunch make the tackle. It was Bunch who eventually just held on long enough to drag him down. 2-yard run for Haynes for Ogden. Let me mention Rocky Mountain Cellular, Cache Valley's #1 agent for U.S. West Cellular with their cellular technology. And again, our cellular broadcast here on KVNU tonight. Next week, we're at Box Elder.
On top of the press box, it's Box Elder.
Or to the side. I don't know if I don't know about heights here. Slot to the right. 2nd and 8. I'll tell you, up on top of the press box, I saw one of the best high school games ever.
Yep.
Hand off to Haynes, and Haynes on the little bit of a delayed draw gets about 2 yards, and that's about it. Even one of his own people was kind of jumping into the stack and helped move the play forward a bit. Bunch tackle again for Logan, and they're going to mark it eventually, not where the whistle blew, but where the play ended at the 43. He got 3 yards, 3rd and 5 Ogden.
You mentioned Haynes' size is 6 foot, 200 pounds, and shows pretty good quickness, and he gets upfield, squares his shoulders to the line of scrimmage, as good running backs need to do, and in order to bring him down, you've got to wrap him up around the legs, because he's pretty good and strong, and you won't arm tackle him to the ground.
Ogden is 1 for 7 on 3rd downs. Here's 3rd and 5 Nordquist. Back to pass. In the pocket, he throws, and nice play by Logan's defensive back, Thompson, and Moore is saying he had his arm on him, but Thompson reached around him and made a nice play. At least he knocked the ball down, and he was making a play for the ball.
We saw last week and a couple of weeks ago where the defensive backs were getting calls against them on those types of plays where they come around the receiver, and then the officials would throw the flag feeling they had a hand on him. Thompson did a good job of getting around Moore. He's good shot. Not an easy thing to do to get around and get the right hand on the ball.
You know, Yoakum hasn't had an official punt tonight. He stood in punt formation, it seems like, about 8 times. He gets the snap, they don't run into him, and he kicks it away, and I don't see any flags yet, and it went to the wide side of the field and out of bounds, and it wasn't that good a punt. They're going to mark it at the 33-yard line, so that's only a, 20-yard kick, I guess. Is that right? 17? No, 24-yard kick. 24-yard punt by Yoakum. So Logan will have pretty good field position out of that whole thing at the 33-yard line. No score here in the second half. Again, we waited till 4:30 left in the second quarter before we got anything going in the first half, and we ended up 14-10, so we've got a long ways to go yet.
7:57 to go here in the third quarter, 10-14 in the favor of the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies have their second possession with Dunn at quarterback.
So now Thornley goes to wide receiver. He quarterbacked the last series. The junior hands it off. Here comes a rash Mallett. Oh, boy. Did Mallett get Chapman? Chapman got him right up underneath the chin, and he immediately snapped back after he picked up 2 yards to the 35.
Chapman's not really big, but he sure put the hit on Rash Mallett on that play.
Chapman's 6'1", like 165, I think it is, or something.
Yeah, 165.
7:36 to go. Clock moving. Third quarter.
Mallett coming off the field to gather his thoughts after that hit.
Actually, though, he at least wasn't knocked silly. I would have been. I wouldn't have got up after that. A shiver, and he comes out on his own strength. Now Thompson in motion. First time Logan's shown this all night. Here's a sprint right by Dunn. Got some time. Throw it out there for the tight end. Incomplete. It was a high pass, and boy, Rick Hansen was stretched out to make the catch, and he paid for it. Jared Powell hit him square in the middle of the back. Nice defensive play to knock the ball free for sure. It's 3rd down and 8 for Logan.
Jared Powell has rushed the ball so much tonight, he wants to lay a lick on someone on the other side of the ball. That time he had a good opportunity and did the job there on Rick Hansen. The ball thrown a little high, and Hansen having to stretch for it and unable to come up with the catch.
Dunn is 2 for 5 tonight, and Thornley is 1. Or is he 3 for 3? Thornley 3 for 3. Okay. 3rd down play here, 8 yards to go. Dunn with Thornley left and Thompson right. Split backs. He runs a draw to Arash Malik, and Malik lowers the head, and that's about all he's going to get is 3 yards out of it. Ogden converged that draw pretty well. Here comes the, look, the safety. Scott was up there to make the play, along with Foy and Plyer. They mark it at the 38-yard line. He got 3 on the play. It'll be 4th down.
With Logan only having 4 completions on the night, the big play, of course, the hook and ladder play, Ogden is playing near the line of scrimmage, not really looking for anything long from his Logan quarterback.
Back deep to receive the punt from Dunn, his 3rd of the night, I believe, is Powell this far side, Chapman near side. End over end kick. Chapman's going to get it at the 23. Back to the 25, 30, going far sideline. Holmes couldn't get him. 40, 45, midfield. Back to the Logan 49-yard line, and the Grizzlies injured. Although, Holmes just mad that he missed him. Well, no, he might be a little shaken up, too, stretching out, trying to get him.
Looks like Holmes reaching out with the right hand might have hurt his shoulder a little bit trying to bring down Chapman. Chapman's a good kick returner. He shows good poise out there as he catches the ball and takes off right upfield.
I'm sorry, 28-yard run back by Chapman. Mike, that's what I was going to mention there. And the punt by Dunn,
now
39.
Holmes coming off the field. He looks like he's injured that shoulder.
Stretching out, trying to make the play, wasn't he? Now they go to that power formation they showed earlier, and they hand it off to Haynes, and he cuts into the secondary with a burst of speed and gets across the 45 down to about the Logan 42-yard line. Again, it was Bunch and James that were in on the tackle for Logan. He took it to the Logan 42 for 7 yards. 5:45 to go, third quarter. Grizzlies clinging to a 4-point lead.
Haynes has 40 yards now on 8 carries.
Up over the football is Aaron Foy. He's now at the center position. 2nd and 3 play here. It's Haynes on the left side. Berglund had a shot at him. Haynes just kept it chugging. I think he has the first down. Berglund tried to grab him around the waist, and that's kind of a tough time to make a tackle there. Down underneath, it was that McLeod who gets up, and it is close to the first down. In fact, close enough that they're going to measure. That gives us time to mention one of our club sponsors. Let me mention Performance Tire, corner of 3rd North and Main, where service and quality do match their name, Performance Tire.
Mark James called all the way to this near side of the field. The ball's on the far side of the field Ogden's going north to south, and Mark James called all the way to this side of the field by Stu Howe. Get the defensive signal in. Stu's trying to make some adjustments.
Okay, if it's a first down, it was a 3-yard run. If it's not a first down, a 2-yard run. It's a 3-yard run. First down to the 39.
Ogden just came out on the last play with an unbalanced line. They bring in a wing back and then an extra tight end, and they all along that left side trying to just overpower the Logan right side of the defensive front, and that time they did it good enough for the first down.
Tigers with the first down of the second half for either side. Clock running, 5 minutes left, third quarter. Ogden at the Logan 39. Nordquist dive play, and Powell runs through Sedgwick and to the Logan 30. Before from the front side, Thornley, backside Sampson helped Sedgwick make the tackle. 9-yard run by Powell.
Not real fancy. That's just a quick dive play to Powell off the right side, little between the tackle of Ogden, and no Grizzly there on the defensive front. And it was up to Sedgwick to come up and grab the running back around the ankles to bring him down.
Ogden averaging on the night just a little bit more than 3 yards a carry, though, or just right about there. 26 carries, 76 yards is all. It's hard to imagine. It's not more. Here's Haynes on the left side, just lowering the head, and he's got the first down. He's down to about the Logan 27, it looks like, after this play. Bracken gets up out of the stack. The last Grizzly to get up down underneath there, though, was Meng and Berglund, and they mark it at the 27. A 3-yard run and another Ogden first down.
Good to see Danny Holmes coming back into the ballgame. He appears to be okay. And
Peacock
also Mike
coming out.
Nielsen coming in for Logan.
Guerrero coming out. Peacock out. First and 10 play for the Tigers. 27-yard line of Logan. Trying to take back the lead, Ogden is. Here's a handoff to Powell, lowering the head on the right side, and Powell to about the 25. Hampson and Berglund make the tackle. 2-yard run for Powell. 2nd and 8 play coming up.
In the first half, we saw Ogden run the same play 6 times in a row, and it looks like they're going back to that power type of an offense, and just trying to work off the right and left side, doing a pretty good job of mixing it up and not just focusing on one side or the other. And Logan's defense has kept guessing on which side they're going to go.
They are balanced right now. Tight ends on each side, same number of guys on each side of the center, and it's a handoff to Haynes, and this time Logan gets through and wraps up the play early, and Haynes maybe scrambled for a yard at the end, but I think it was Berglund who kind of came from behind and grabbed him and yanked him down, and then Bunch helped on the other side. Give him 1 yard to the 24, and that's all.
Better job by the right side of the defensive front, especially with Berglund and Bunch coming up from the outside linebacker position to hold Haynes to the 1 yard gain.
Now Nielsen coming into the game, and Guerrero will run out. It's 3rd and a short 7 for Ock running, 2:54 left in the 3rd. And still 14-10 Logan, the same score we had at the half. Slot right. Nordquist's going to throw or continue on the ground. He's going to throw. Wants to throw right. Now he flares it out to the sidelines. Great play by Mike Nielsen. He almost intercepted it. He shadowed the receiver, Mickles, the whole way, and then jumped and knocked the ball down and almost came up with it. And Hal Garner came running out on the field. He knows how it is to make an outside linebacker play like that.
Nielsen does a great job. He just stays out. He was in a little zone. The play rolled out to the right, and Mickles just dragging across. Wasn't a real deep pattern, maybe just right along the line of scrimmage as Mickles came out of the backfield. Nielsen comes up from the outside linebacker position to knock it down with both hands.
We found out that the kicker's name is Fred Cook, a sophomore, and he's going to try a field goal here. They're going to place it on the 30-yard line, so this would be a 40-yard field goal. The snap's good. The kick is, boy, I'll tell you, it looks good. It's right down the middle, but it was short. That's pretty good leg for a sophomore kicker, and Logan, of course, has a sophomore Morrison who's shown that he can kick it a long ways, too. 41 yards, wasn't it, in the first game of the year?
Yes, as long as 41 yards.
That was a 40-yard attempt just shy, and Logan holds and gets the ball back.
Logan's defense does a little better job on the last series of downs. The key is the defensive line shooting the gaps and getting through. Good job by Berglund, and then a great play there by Nielsen on the pass play. Ogden really doesn't like to go to the pass. They haven't had really much success tonight. They have 6 receptions so far tonight. The big plays to Moore, their leading receiver, for 49 yards, but they'd rather stay with that power game.
Nate Dunn's the quarterback. He's got an eye now. Logan hasn't shown a lot of eye formation last little while. Going to hand off the ball right-hand side to Malik, and then Malik rushes a little and then gets belted pretty good. I saw Chapman come through and make a real big hit. But Malik still picked up some yardage, out almost to the 24-yard line. Let's call it the 23. 3-yard run for a rash. So on the night, Malik has what?
Malik now has
7 for 84?
7 for 84 yards. Big play, 69 yards in the first half of the second quarter. 2:05 to go. The clock running here in the third quarter. Logan hanging on to a 14-10 lead. Logan hasn't got a first down, I don't believe, in the second half.
Have not. Ogden in that series got 2, but they couldn't get the third one after the fine punt return. Here's a little misdirection, roll out by Dunn. He's got some open running room. He runs by Moore, and the quarterback Dunn runs for the first down. That looked like the whole way along it was designed to be that kind of play, and Dunn just tucked it up and ran by the big guy Moore for the first down out to the Ogden 34-yard line. He gains 11.
So Moore had it smelled out, but it was Dave Peacock on the injured left foot. It was out there just more of a screen than anything on Moore, and Dunn climbed Peacock's screen and was able to get the first down.
Al Lewis and Mike Hansen, KVNU Logan, our producer-engineer tonight, Michelle Britt, and we're brought to you by Taco Time, celebrating their 25th anniversary. This good only at Taco Time. Here's the first down play action fake, and now it's Thornley back in at quarterback. He throws, he's got his man Rick Hansen, the tight end, on the sideline. And Hansen really shadowed well by Scott, but they threaded the needle on that one, and that's to the Ogden 46-yard line.
Mark Chapman had great field position there on Hansen, and he came up, and I think he thought for sure that he was going to knock the ball away with the right hand. He reached out and swiped at the air and missed it, and then Hansen, good concentration because Chapman was right in front of him with his hand trying to knock the ball down. Hansen comes up with a big first down reception.
So Hansen with a 20-yard catch to the Ogden 46. Logan has back-to-back first downs. Thornley stays at quarterback after the Dunn run. Left handoff, Malik, right-hand side. Again, he gets hit pretty hard. He got across the 45 and then took the shot. And it was Travis Jensen who was waiting for him. 2-yard run by a rash. Oh, in fact, they only give him a yard. That's a poor placement, real poor placement. Malik was to the 44, and they brought it back to where they snapped the ball. No gain on the play. That's a real poor placement.
No forward progress marked by the official. You were right. He went all the way down to the 44, then was pushed back past to the 46, and they marked it. They marked the ball
46.
down where he fell down.
Slot left. Anderson is in the slot. The only running back, Guerrero. 2nd and 10 play for Thornley now. The senior QB, short drop, throw over the middle, and Thompson makes the catch. It's close to the first down, not quite there, I don't think. I think they're going to mark it at about the 37, and he needs to get to the 36. So it's a 9-yard pass completion to Mark Thompson. It's 3rd and a yard.
Thompson does a pretty good job finding the little seam there between the linebackers and the safety. He just runs a little look-in type of a pattern straight up the field, and looking back at Thornley on the quick pass.
2 seconds, 1 second. Will they get the play off? No, they do not. That's the end of the third quarter. It's still 14-10 Logan, and we'll come back with Logan driving in the fourth quarter after this timeout.
Ah, leisure time. You know, there's nothing like getting where you want to go. That's why Jack's Tire and Oil have always sold Michelin. I guess our quality product and honest service has kept us in northern Utah for over 40 years. Since my son and his boys have taken over the business, I've got lots of leisure time. That's why I take my Michelins wherever I go.
As we head into the 90s, there are technological taking place throughout the world. The Bridgerland Applied Technology Center is keeping abreast with these changes and will train you to be a specialist in your field. Located at the BATC is the Northern Utah Intake and Assessment Center, where we can readily evaluate your career strengths. We offer guidance and counseling to help find a career that's right for you. The Bridgerland Applied Technology Center, employment through training.
Go left to right across your dial towards the south. Crimson Field here at Logan, first region game. Grizzlies have beaten Ogden 8 in a row. We had a wild finish to the first half. That's where all the points happened. It's 14-10, no points in the fourth quarter. Logan now with 3rd and a yard. They go to a slot left, the only running back, Guerrero. And it's Tony who'll get the call, and Tony's got the first down. He slips the tackle, and he almost fumbled the football, but he held on to it inside the 35. I thought Tony was going to get more yardage than that, but Ryan Scott came up and almost took his head off. 33-yard line, but Guerrero got 4 and a first down.
There's kind of an interesting stat. It's still early in the year, but if Logan does end up putting any points on the board on this drive, it'll be the first points in the second half this year.
That's right. They've scored 17, all of them in the first half. And then tonight they added 14 more. So a 4-yard run, first down for Guerrero. Logan now has 112 yards rushing on the night. New series of downs at the Ogden 33. Now Tony, the fullback, goes in motion. They pitch the ball to Anderson, trying to sweep. Oh, to the right. He slipped and fell down at the 35. And again, he's shaken up, and that might be that.
That's a cramp.
Yeah, well, and again,
maybe.
Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah.
He had that muscle pull problem after that one hit. He lost 2 on the play.
Well, they had the play set up very well with Danny Holmes, and Tony Guerrero really did a good job of sealing out the defensive end and the outside linebackers of Ogden. And Anderson would have had clear sailing at least down to about the 20-yard line before any Ogden had a shot at it. As he turned the corner, he slipped down, and now they're working on the leg cramp.
I talked to Tim Treesize, who is the Logan trainer, before the game, and I said, have you had him drinking lots of fluids? And he says, that's for sure. And he says the other key is that they come out and they do the warm-ups and get all warmed up, and then they forget to continue to stretch when they're not playing, and then all of a sudden when it's called on, they really stretch out those muscles, and they've tightened up, you know, as the air starts to get cooler in the evening after they've warmed up. And again, you know, Mike Anderson's been out there running, but he hasn't maybe had to make that quick accelerating cut like he was trying to do there.
And the other thing that happens too is you go in at halftime, you cool down,
yeah, and then
you come out in the second half, and if you don't adequately warm up like you say, then you're going to have the problem.
And again, that was happened on a quick cut situation, and that's why the cramp won't come out right now. They're still working on him on the field. We mentioned another one of our game sponsors, Big O Tire. Get your car or truck ready for the cold weather that's got to be coming up. Well, not, let's hope too soon, but still, you get ready at Big O Tires at 848 North Main in Logan.
Hope this winter's not as bad as last winter. Bountiful at 500% of normal snow.
Just the first winter you moved down and stayed there, huh?
Well, that was my second winter.
Okay.
The first winter was pretty mild, but we lost our backyard patio awning to the snow.
Too much on the roof.
I even had shoveled it off. So
okay,
Bountiful got pounded.
Mike Anderson really stiff-legged with that cramp going off the field. Now they're ready to get back into the action here.
Arash Malik back in at tailback as Arash has taken some shots the last 2 times he's carried the football, and Anderson still working on that left leg, trying to get that cramp straightened out.
Thornley at quarterback. Now let's see, Dunn is a wide receiver. He's out to the left side, and in the slot is Thompson. So that Logan could run a split end around pass or something here. Let's see what they do on 2nd and long. Nope, Dunn's running. They run a counter in the backfield, and it's Malik. Oh, quick flag. That's going to be a holding call on Logan. It was thrown by the umpire as the dive by Malik is to about the 30-yard line. But again, here comes the flag. We haven't seen many flags on scrimmage plays really tonight, but there's a holding call on Logan. Boy, I'll tell you, they come at the worst times this year. Mistakes and penalties. Think about how much in the first couple of games that's really meant.
There's been a lot of times Logan would get a first down and then a holding penalty would negate that, or a legal motion, or even a fumble on a great punt return that we've seen. And those kinds of things will really haunt this football team. Now Logan's got a second and long.
10-yard penalty on Logan. That gives him 5 penalties for 60 yards. I know that's more than Perry Christensen wanted to have in penalty yardage. They've been averaging about 72 yards of in penalties per game, and that's too many and way more than what their goal is per game. Second and about 12 now for Logan. Here's Thornley with a little play action. Second and longer than that, make it. 22. Here's over the middle, incomplete. Late coming for it was Nate Dunn. Thornley tried to lead him. Dunn was open, but the pass incomplete. Logan needs that to the 3-yard line for the first down, and they're at the 45. So it's going to be 3rd and 23, 3rd and 22.
Dunn out playing wide receiver.
That's where he started.
Kind of a new position tonight, but now coming into the game for Logan is Scott Larson. He's the 5'10", 150-pound junior for Logan.
Larson, the starter most of the time, and he and Thornley have alternated out there somewhat. And again, it was Larson and Dunn who were alternating the first game when Johnson was at quarterback. Double slot to the right. One running back, 3rd and 22. Thornley back, got a lot of time. Lets it go down the middle, intercepted by Scott of Ogden. He overthrew receivers, and here comes Scott back up through the field, and finally he gets leveled by the Grizzlies at the 35. He picked it off jumping at about the 20-yard line. So Ryan Scott with a second interception of the night, the first one thrown by Thornley this year.
Well, Thornley can't complain about the protection he had. The offensive line did a job of taking the defensive lineman out and around the pocket. Thornley stepped up, and the receivers were out there, but out playing center field again was Ryan Scott. He's 5'11", 170. He's also a senior for this Ogden team, and he's having a good game tonight for Ogden.
So the Ogden Tigers taking over here with 10:05 to go in the game, still 14-10 Logan. And here's quarterback Nordquist, a little play action. Then he throws long for Moore, and Moore's not even close to getting that far downfield with Polson on him defensively. And some late pressure coming on the quarterback Nordquist from Sampson, incomplete.
Moore just lined up as a wide receiver on the far right side of the field, and he hesitated and did some stutter stepping about 5 yards downfield, and by the time he got done trying to fake out the defensive back, the ball was in the air and well over his head.
Remember, Morris Travel is your official travel agency of USU football, and American Express travel agent too, so it was Morris Travel on going with the Aggies to Fresno coming up here later this month. Good luck, Aggies, against Utah. 2nd and 10 play for the Ogden Tigers. We trail by 4. They have it at their own 35. Big drop back by Nordquist. He throws it back over the middle, and it is dropped by Plyer, and it was Bunch who almost picked that baby off. In fact, I thought he might have had it for a minute, and then I thought Plyer might have had it.
Well, Bunch made a great break on the ball. Bunch is playing outside linebacker, and he's watching Plyer release from his position, and then Plyer was playing tight end. Bunch had a good break on the ball, had both hands in the air like he was going to catch it, and right through his hands, and then Plyer, expecting Bunch, I think, to intercept that, kind of lowered his hands, and it bounced off his chest.
Okay, now Guerrero in for Bunch on 3rd and 10. 2 tight ends for Ogden, 1 wide receiver Moore. A lot of room over there from Sedgwick, it looks like. Back to pass. Here's Nordquist throwing. Intercepted by Thornley. Logan's got the ball back. And the first interception of the season by a Grizz, and it's Thornley who just had one himself. He steps in front of the receiver, read that play well, and Logan has it at the Ogden 42.
Thornley back at free safety. Looks like he was playing just a little center field zone, and he does a good job of redeeming the interception that he threw on the previous series that Logan had it. Now here comes Dunn in at quarterback to replace Thornley.
So the Grizzlies will start with 9:36 to play, still leading by 4. I'm looking at Mike Anderson. He's still trying to get that cramp out. He's not in the game right now. He's back now. He's trying to stretch the leg down here in front. Malik's at tailback. Guerrero at fullback. Logan leading by 4. Pitch back to Malik. Sweep to the right. He had to catch it on the hip and wait, and then he finally turns the corner, and he gets some yardage out of it. He did not catch the pitch clean. It was kind of a delayed pitch out, but it worked. He's down to the Ogden 37, a 5-yard run by Arash Malik.
A little pitch play led there by Guerrero, and then just turned to fish the ball out to the right to Arash Malik. His left hand on his left hip and had to wait and stutter step. It almost looked like the way he stopped that he was going to look up and throw the football to me.
That's what I waited for.
And then he began to, as he gained control of the ball, the Ogden pursuit was there, but he did a pretty good job to get the gain out of it that he did.
Sophomore Jason Bourne is in the game as a receiver to the left side. I think that's the first time he's played this year. 5-yard run for Malik makes it 2nd and 5, and now here's a rash going through the middle. Oh, he's met by Plyer and pushed back, but Malik's forward progress, this time they give it to him to the 35-yard line. So he got 2 yards out of that. Again, we're on Cellular tonight from Rocky Mountain Cellular. I want to thank Greg and the people at 21 North Main in downtown Logan. Rocky Mountain Cellular, an authorized agent of U.S. West Cellular. Logan has a big 3rd down and about 3.
Well, I tell you, Plyer, 6'5", 220, did a pretty good job on Arash Malik, 5'6", 150. A little bit of a difference there in size, but Malik gets the forward progress.
Look for the Grizz here, a big 3rd down and a long 3. Quarterback is done. And he quarterback keeps for a 1st down and more. He's into the secondary. He's to the 25, to the 20. And he's inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. He's tackled by Ferry. They're going to mark it at the 19-yard line. I don't know if he saw that or not, but that's 16 yards by Dunn and a 1st down.
And credit Ryan Meng, the 5'7", 170-pound offensive lineman, did a great job lead blocking on the middle linebacker, sealed out the middle linebacker, and allowed Dunn to bounce off his left hip for the big game.
Tell you, when Scott Robinson, remember quarterback for Logan, he did that so well, the quarterback sneak.
They started out the big game out at Skyview with a quarterback sneak.
And then the rest of the game, Ty Kidman played at quarterback after that play. And Robinson rushed for like 150 yards as a tailback. Here's another one by Dunn. This time they were ready for him, but he still got the ball down near the 15 before he got pushed back. Tell you, Curtis had a shot at him. Oh, here's now Moore throwing Peacock around. Hey, they're getting a little heated down in there. Mickles and Ryan White get out of the bottom of the stack. The run is 1 yard for Dunn to the 18-yard line. I thought he might have picked up even a little bit more than that.
Well, when you look at Moore and Peacock out there pushing and shoving, they've both played practically this whole game in and out, and they see each other on the offensive side, and they switch sides and they switch roles, and so eventually you're going to start to get a little frustrated, especially if one's getting a little more advantage of the other.
2nd and 9 play for Logan. They're at the Ogden 18, leading 14-10. In motion comes the tight end Hansen. And here's quarterback Thornley back into the game now. Rolling out right, he throws for Hansen, who makes a diving catch at about the 4-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal for Logan. Rick Hansen makes the catch at the 4, a 14-yard play.
Great job there, too, by Dave Beathers for protecting the quarterback and allowing the play to get out to the outside. Again, a planned rollout.
I think that wasn't that White, not Beathers?
It could have been White. It could have been White.
Because Beathers is out.
Just a good job there by the offensive line. With the pressure coming from the backside, you need that backside help, and that's where it came from. And credit White for the good block.
Now Malik goes to the slot, the only running back Guerrero. They've shown Guerrero running the ball in this position a couple of times. It's 1st and goal for Logan at the 4, and it's Guerrero off the left side, and Tony's near the end zone. The players say a touchdown, but the woman who's watching the sideline and the line of scrimmage says no. It's at the 1-yard line. 3-yard run by Guerrero. Let me mention the USU Community Credit Union. With these lower interest rates right now, it's time to get in on buying what you need or refinancing. Get with the USU Community Credit Union. 3-yard run by Guerrero to the 1.
It really is a time to refinance. All the banks.
Mike knows all about that.
Yeah, it's a good throw.
Busy time for bankers. Again, the double slot to the left, and the only running back Guerrero, and now Thompson comes in motion. From the 1, it's Tony Guerrero. Touchdown! Mark Thornley intercepted the ball to start the series, and he handed off to Guerrero for the 1-yard run. It's only fitting.
Rick Hansen mentioned at the beginning of the ballgame, and I think Rick Hansen also mentioned it in his pregame interview, that Ogden likes to line up their defensive end off of the tight end, and then they line up the defensive tackle off the guard, and it really leaves quite a big gap. And Logan 2 plays in a row to Guerrero right for that spot that they talked about that was vulnerable, and it got him the touchdown.
Morrison to try the point after here. The holder done. Low snap, but again it's on the tee, and Morrison's kick is good. No, he missed it. 5:11 to go. Hold it. There's a flag down on the play.
That's after the play. It's going to be unnecessary unsportsmanlike conduct, I believe, on Tony Guerrero and Moore for Ogden.
Both of them they're pointing at Guerrero more than they're pointing at Moore right now. So I think the penalty is on Logan. It's a dead ball. personal foul on Logan. That's what they caught. And he's been ejected from the game. 5:11 to go in the game. Logan leads by 10, 20-10, a timeout.
By the time you're hungry enough for lunch at taco time, we've already put in a hard day's work. While the other guys are sound asleep, never dreaming of going to so much trouble, we're wide awake and starting fresh. At Taco Time, we've got people to take care of. Be one of them. Get a soft taco for only 99 cents for a limited time at participating Taco Time restaurants.
We make it fresh every day. Taco Time.
Hey, I thought you were a Honda for life guy, huh? What happened?
Well, this happened.
Oh, yeah?
I love the way it drives. The handling, the control. It just feels really connected to the road. Even has anti-lock brakes, standard.
Oh, come on, what? You can't get ABS in the Accord, huh?
Oh, yeah. For about 4,000 more.
So what is this?
The new Grand Am. It's a Pontiac.
Okay, now the play again, it happened after the kick. Tony Guerrero and Moore got tangled. Guerrero is tossed from the game. It's a 15-yard penalty on Logan on the kickoff, so it will now be back at the 25-yard line. So Ogden's almost guaranteed good field position here, Mike. And again, this ball game's long from being over like we saw in the first half. We have 5:11 to play here. 20-10 is the score. Logan leading by 10.
Well, that's a real quick reversal for Guerrero's fortunes. He has two great running plays and gets Logan a touchdown. And then on the extra point, a little extracurricular with Moore. Moore was pushing and shoving a couple of plays before with one of the offensive linemen, now Guerrero hitting back, and he's ejected from the ball game.
They always see the retaliation. They don't see the first. That's what they normally say in sports. Here's the kickoff by Morrison. It's not real deep. It is high. And it's Ferry who catches it and fumbled the ball, but I think Ogden has recovered at the 40. Oh, boy, they almost didn't get that ball back. Coming down the field and getting close to it was Jason McLeod, who did recover, remember, last week on a play. They're going to mark it at the 40-yard line.
I think who recovered that was Joshua Allred. He's one of the offensive linemen and also plays special teams for Ogden. He had the presence of mind to jump on the ball as the ball was bounding back towards the Grizzlies, who were rushing upfield. But a 15-yard penalty on a kickoff like that, and if the kickoff's short, it does pretty much guarantee good field position.
That's the Ogden second fumble of the night. They've lost one. Here's Nordquist handing off to Haynes, and Haynes trying to run on this left side, and he's got about 3 yards. Ogden with the clock running now, trailing by 10. They got to start looking at that clock. It was Grizzly Danny Holmes who made the tackle, a 3-yard run.
Also in there was Ryan Meng. He came on the field a little bit late, set up at the middle linebacker position, and read that play all the way. Did a pretty good job to get penetration at the line of scrimmage.
I said Grizzly Dan Holmes. Did you see him before the game with his helmet off? He is Grizzly Dan Holmes. Yeah, he's fitting the bill.
He's got a beard.
Yeah. 4:15 to play. Second down and 7. Here's Nordquist, play action, short fake. He stumbled as he throws it. It's incomplete. He never set his footing right, and it's because he saw Sampson and Holmes coming after him. It'll be third down for the Tigers at their own 43 with 4:07 to play. The clock stops on the incompletion.
I'm almost a little bit surprised I haven't seen more slipping. And we were down on the field before the ball game, and the grass is a little bit long, and sometimes if you wear the wrong types of cleats, you're going to slip and slide a little bit, and that's really the first time or maybe the second time all night that we've really seen somebody slip.
Valley Tri-Miller, and located in Hiram, employing great Cache Valley people. The home of great pork products and delicious sandwich meats, hams, one of our participating sponsors. Coming up, a third down play for Ogden. They're 1 for 10 tonight on third downs. And here's Nordquist back with a big rush on, but he steps up in the pocket and throws, and almost a great catch by his tight end Flyer, but Mark James was right there on the defense. Fourth down.
James just back in his linebacker rotation on the third down pass play. The linebackers just drop off about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage. James reaches over and knocks the ball out of Flyer's hands. And now Ogden's going to have to go for it on fourth down with 4:02 to go, even though the ball's on their half of the field. They're trailing 20-10 with 4:02 left. They need to get something going offensively to try to get back in this ball game.
They've done well on fourth downs tonight, Mike. This is a fourth down scrimmage play, though. They had one of those previous. Here's Nordquist lobbing it long, and it's not going to be near any. Falls down with Thompson on the defense, and Logan will take over the ball. You know, again, Mike, I think back to the last series before when they threw the interception. they had run the ball and started to power it. They decided to go to the air. They get intercepted. That one is 3 passing plays. And again, they've been more effective almost to me tonight, except for the big trick plays passing. They've been more effective powering the ball.
Yeah, they've had some big gains from scrimmage at the beginning of the ball game and plus just before the half. But you're right, they prefer the power game. Their offense is geared towards that type of an offense. When they got behind, perhaps they got a little bit nervous, feeling like they wouldn't have enough time to try to mount a rushing type of a comeback, and so they put the ball in the air, and they haven't been successful.
This is the situation where Thornley came in last week at quarterback, remember, and really ran the ball club well. He pitches back to Malik, who double cradles the ball and then goes around the end on the right, goes across the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. He had both hands around the ball as he made the cut, and Malik gets 6-yard play, tackled by the defensive back, actually defensive outside end, Yoakum from behind.
That was a good job by the tight end Hansen, and also Mike Nielsen out there leading the way, opening up the hole to the outside.
So the Grizzlies 144 rushing, and you know, Ogden still though, Mike, only has 85 yards rushing. They have thrown for 86. I don't think they've hardly passed for a completion in the second half, though, have they? They haven't had a completion in the second half, Ogden passing. 2nd and 4, Malik dives to the 30, late flag, and again, it was right on the tackle. There are no other blockers around there, I don't think.
I think that's going to be a face mask on the tackle.
Yep.
On the tackle was Matt Curtis, kind of riding Malik down to the ground. That's what the indication is, face mask against Ogden. That'll give Logan the first down.
2-yard run, and then the face masking will give Logan the first down. So a 2-yard run by Arash.
Arash has 99 yards now on 12 carries.
So he's keeping that average up. Came into the game averaging 6. They mark it all the way to the 19.
Grizzlies from the 19-yard line.
Anderson, Mike Anderson, the other tailback for Logan, still hasn't come back into the ballgame since his leg cramp, and he's not walking around very actively on the sideline. I don't think we'll see him the rest of the night.
One running back, it's Mike Nielsen, who has not carried the ball yet from scrimmage this year, but he's going to get a chance now. And he just kind of lowers the head and drives it down to about the... Oh, and there's a late flag again on the play. And that's probably going to be a holding call this time. Yep, Ogden's clapping. Holding on the Grizz. So Mike Nielsen still hasn't carried the ball officially. He'll lose that run as Ogden no doubt will take the yardage with 2:49 to play. Logan leading 20-10.
The score updates that we had was Skyview leading Box Elder 18-8 in the fourth quarter, and Mountain Crest still leading Bear River 21-10 in the fourth quarter.
Okay, back to the 28-yard line. So that's an 9-yard penalty, a 9-yard penalty on Logan. They need to get to about the 9 for the first down, and it's at the 29 now, or they're going to mark it 28. So let's go 1st and 19. Ralph Parrish, the head coach of Ogden, is up in the booth on the far side calling their plays offensively and defensively. He does that a lot. Here's off tackle. Oh, Malik, he gets hit. He tries to go, and then he really gets ridden down by Plyer. Nice job of filling the hole. The first guy was Joshua Allred, and now Ogden is going to use a timeout. And we'll be back with 2:20 left to go. 20-10. Logan leads Ogden back after this.
Don't be a dummy. For automotive repair on your truck, car, boat, or farm equipment, bring it to Jensen's. Jensen's offers free electrical testing and fast, high-quality service. Jensen's on Airport Road.
I should have gone to Jensen's. Jensen Alternator. We serve you the best.
To an 18-14 lead at one point. Skyview led 18-0.
Logan will play Box Elder at Brigham next week. That'll be Box Elder's first home game.
Those always prove to be really exciting games over there at Box Elder.
They're a tough club. Boy, did they run the ball against Logan last year. Wow.
Yeah.
They really could run it last year.
Did they have those running backs back?
They have
this
the one
year?
back. Graves should be back. Wasn't he a junior?
Yeah, Graves was the one that really, he's not very big, but he gets to the line of scrimmage so fast,
They
he
had,
hardly have time
they
to
had the
react.
big line last year. I don't know how big they are this year, but we'll have to wait and see.
He just kind of hid behind him and waited for the hole to open, and he just scooted through it.
Okay, Malik lost 4 on that mentioned Deseret Industries, a federally approved sheltered workshop, one of our club sponsors. He lost 4, so it's second down now and about 23 yards to go for Logan. Long count by Thornley here. Drops back to throw. Fakes. Now he's pressured and he's sacked. So Logan decides to throw, and now Ogden uses another timeout. Let's take another break here with 2:12 to go in the game. We have a timeout. Logan still leading 20-10. They have a third down coming up.
Secure and beautify your home or business with ornamental ironwork from Bear Welding. Choose from railings and fences, ornamental columns and security doors, step and stairway railings, gates, and custom-designed work built to fit any situation or need. Call Bear Welding today for your free estimate. Our years of experience will give you quality and beauty to be proud of. Bear Welding, Providence.
It's gotten so big. It's time to give it away.
Deseret Industries prepares 30 tons of donated clothes each day for shipments to relief organizations worldwide.
Africa, Eastern Europe, the Caribbean, South America.
Or can we sustain that level of contributions? All the usable clothes we need are sitting surplus in people's closets.
Folks will contribute. They just need a reason.
This is 3rd and 30 for Logan, and Thornley runs the option, back through the middle, breaks the tackle, comes to the outside, gets a block. Oh, he was one man away from scoring. He did not get the first down on that third down play, but he runs to the 20-yard line. That's a 19-yard run by Thornley. I do apologize. I see Ralph Parrish is on the sidelines over on the far side. I thought that was him up in the middle in the booth over there, but he is on the sidelines over there, the Ogden coach. It will be 4th down. I think Logan's going to try a field goal now. Aaron Morrison's coming into the game. So at least Thornley got back where Aaron can make a kick at it. It looks like he's going to place it at about the 27, so this would be a 37-yard field goal. Again, the angle back from the right hash back to the left.
And again, he's kicked a 41-yarder against Layton in the first game of the year.
Missed from 32 and 32 last week against Roy. The holder is done. Good snap. Kick by Morrison. Plenty of leg. Is it good? Yes. No. Somebody down at the end said it was good, but the officials on top said it's no. And
they couldn't decide.
Yeah, and the two officials kind of looked at each other for a moment, then they finally said no. That kid down at the end with the white hat was saying it was good, and he still, look, he's down there still saying he thought it was good.
Well, that's one of those New Mexico against BYU kicks where it goes right over the top of the upright, and the officials can't decide if it was in or out, and they decide, oh, it was out, I guess. So it's kind of conferring.
It is no good. With 1:25 to go, Logan gives up the ball. They do lead, though, by 10. And now we're going to get a new quarterback, the guy who completed the flea flicker. We've got Martinez, a junior. He did quarterback a play or two against Logan last year. So he takes over here for Nordquist, who did not have a good night in the second half. He hadn't completed a pass. And now there's movement before the play starts. Sometimes the new quarterback comes in and calls the count just a little differently. The snap count, and he made his offensive line move before the play started, so it's a 5-yard penalty on Ogden.
I don't know what Ogden's really planning on doing, if they're just going to try to load up and try to hit a wide receiver they have on the outside. Their receiver, Brent Moore, he's caught 3 passes tonight for 49 yards. He's the leading receiver. We'll see if they look for him downfield.
Moore comes to this side. They flex the tight end Jensen out just a bit on the left side. And it's Martinez faking, wanting to throw back over the middle, and it's way high. It's incomplete. He was throwing for Jensen. Sedgwick was the closest one to the ball. Incomplete.
And on the field was, looks like Sampson, a little bit frustrated with himself. Thought he might have had a sack there and missed. Now he's looking for somebody to come in and try to substitute for him. He may have injured
he's hurt himself just
a little bit.
The Mountain West finest accommodations are at Best Western Weston Inn, one of our game sponsors tonight. We thank them, and we also thank one of our club sponsors, Miller's Northern Utah Glass, serving Northern Utah and Southern Idaho with that 24-hour emergency service. 2nd and 15 play, a deep drop by Martinez. He's still scrambling out to the right. Bracken tried to get him and tripped him up from behind. And then Logan really made him pay back at about the 10-yard line. Oh, no, Perry Christensen was clapping for the play, and his guys thought he was calling for a timeout. And that's just what a coach doesn't want to have happen. Now Ogden's going to use it, obviously, because they're out of timeouts. They want to talk a little bit more about this, so let's take a break. 8-10 the score, and we'll be back after this timeout.
Don't be a dummy. For minor automotive repair on your truck, car, boat, or farm equipment, bring it to Jensen's. Jensen's offers free electrical testing and fast, high-quality service. Jensen's on Airport Road.
You should have gone to Jensen's.
Jensen Alternator, we serve you the best.
Perry doesn't clap much on the sideline, and he has his folder that he keeps all of his plays on, and so he couldn't actually clap with his fingers and his palms. He had to kind of use the back of his hands, and the guys on the field thought he was calling a timeout. Now it's 3rd down and 20 for Ogden after the timeout again that Logan didn't really want with 53 seconds to go. Play action fake. Martinez throw incomplete, and Thornley, I think, thought he was going to intercept and score a touchdown. Thornley had to go right through his hands. It'll be 4th down.
Right between two Ogden receivers on that last play, they had Hoekstra out there, and also they had Jensen out there, and the ball's going right between them. And Thornley, I think, thought he was going to run into one of those receivers as he went up high for the ball, and just missed it.
Again, Logan at Box Elder next Friday.
And last update we had, Box Elder was still trailing Skyview 18-14 in the 4th quarter.
Logan leading here 20-10. Waning moments. 4th down, last play for Ogden tonight. And Martinez is going to be sacked, and he fumbled the ball near the goal line, and now it's still loose, and now somebody jumps on the stack, but I think they'd already blown it dead. Logan's got the ball no matter what. Logan recovers down near the goal line, so Martinez loses 8 yards back to the 2-yard line on the sack.
I think what we'll probably see here is just Thornley taking a snap, taking a knee. Even though the ball's on the 2-yard line, there's no reason to try to score a touchdown. The clock's going to run.
I think they're going to let Dunn go in and quarterback.
All they'll need to do is just take a knee for 1 down. And
nope, Dunn's going to bring in the play to Thornley. That's what he's going to do.
And that should be the end.
In fact, yeah, they will have to snap it because they did start the count before 25 seconds. Thornley comes up to the line, though, and they've got, again, Mark Thompson back as the defender, and there's the snap, and then Thornley just drops on the knee, and that will be it.
It's going to be 9 in a row for Perry Christensen and the Grizzlies over Ogden.
Final score tonight here at Crimson Field. The Grizzlies win the region opener by a score of 20-10 as Ogden does not complete a pass in the second half and couldn't get on the board in the second half, and Logan did once. And we'll be back for our post-game comments right after this timeout.